Welcome back from the break, everybody, and everybody here at the studio as well. It is the Overwatch League. We're live from the Blizzard Arena in Burbank, and we're getting into our last match of the day now, Hex. This is it, and it's actually going to be the head-to-head match between two teams we haven't had a chance to see yet.
Yeah, much like you predicted yesterday, one team from China will definitely get a win today. The expansion teams.
Can I reuse it? Can I recycle my prediction?
No, I steal your lines.
Okay.
That's what hey, you steal my lines, I steal your lines. You're getting the better end of this deal, by the way. My lines are far superior.
Yes, it is.
But it's going to be really interesting to see these teams. Of course, Chengdu is going to go with an all-Chinese roster, a little bit different with Guangzhou, a lot of different components on that team. And you know, I'm just really excited to see what each of these teams are going to bring. It's a learning experience today, week one of the Overwatch League.
That's what it's all about, and we're going to hop right into it. Chengdu, one of the teams that is going to be coming up in this match, obviously, between the last two here. But we're supposed to see a graphic right now, don't worry.
There it is.
There it is. And we got some late young footage as well.
So I was able to cast a lot of a Chinese tournament a couple years ago, and in my opinion, Late Young was the best player back then. However, that's a couple years back. I was a little shocked he wasn't in the league last year. I think he might have been too young, but maybe not bring him in. Who knows? Anyway, Late Young was an amazing diva. He had some rough times on some other heroes, and lately he's not been playing as much diva, but I expect him to be one of the really good players. There's some old talent coming back onto this team, and I'm really excited to see where they are now.
That's the thing. The question is the present and how you're going to perform now on the stage.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, you saw him a couple years ago. Bit of time, especially in competitive gaming, it moves fast.
That might as well have been 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
like last month is a year ago in esports time.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to know their opponents now. It will be the Hunters, and this, well, apart from having a sick logo.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not the Hunters, it's the Charge.
It's the Charge. They have a lot of different pieces to this team. It's kind of another international flavor. They've got a core of some players from a Korean Contenders roster. Happy is a guy that I think could be really good if they allow him to play DPS heroes, but you know, you got to play Zarya too. His Zarya's not quite up to maybe where it should be for some of the people. Maybe not the Sinatra level Zarya, but I'm really just excited to see what compositions and where these players are at the Overwatch League level.
Well, guys, this is it. Enough prattle. Let's get into the match. It is going to be our first team walking to the stage now, the Chengdu Hunters.
Like the jerseys, big fan. The only yellow jerseys in the league. Go banana, let's go, let's get it.
Looking good.
Yeah, Yvettel, you might know as well. Some of these names are gonna get stuck in my mouth a little bit, so bear with me as we go. But a lot of these players you may have seen some World Cup experience and just see, yeah, it's always so hard to gauge actual talent level at World Cup. So I'm just so excited to see them on the Overwatch stage. Kyo also gonna be playing support for this team. Amon is on here as well, but Late Young is the guy I think we have to pay attention to. I mean, I thought he should have got a shot. Now we get to see him play.
So, Hex, once again, it takes two teams for a competition to happen to go down, and we're going to go ahead and meet their opponents now, who will make their way out onto the stage, the Guangzhou Charge.
Guangzhou Charge, beautiful color scheme. Love the GZ right here. We'll see who's leading out the walkouts. Right out the gate, there is my boy Happy right there. He's playing a lot of different heroes. You might recognize some of these names, and some of these names you will get to know. There is Kib leading the charge at the back. Let's just see how they want to go. I'm actually really excited. I'm jumping the gun a little, but we get to start off on Busan, and I love the shenanigans that have been going on in Busan. But there is your Guangzhou Charge for the first time in the Overwatch League stage.
There we go, looking pumped as well. I love to see it. This is what it is today, Hanks. It's about getting to know these teams, it's about getting to know these players and how well they've adapted to the meta and what they're going to bring. Because we've seen damage, we've seen tanks, we've seen lots of supports. Which element are these guys going to bring into their gameplay now?
Yeah, of course, people are familiar with Eileen from a lot of his World Cup play as well. Hoppa and Rio are very likely going to be staying in all games. Some of them, like mainly tanks on the team. When they play triple-triple, Happy's probably going to have to swap over to the Zarya.
Your boy.
I got to stop talking him up, but I love making predictions like that, because if you're wrong, no one cares, and if you're right, you're a god!
Especially on the day of. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the maps that will be played. So as you mentioned, presented by Toyota, it is Busan to kick things off here.
We're going to start off on Busan. I've seen a lot of interesting strategies here. You can hamster on one of the stages, you could put a Widow there. That stage I feel is designed for Widow. If you don't contest, she's just sitting on that skyscraper and rotating angles. There's a lot of really cool stuff on one of the newest maps in the Overwatch game itself, that Numbani, Volskaya, Dorado. We'll see. We'll get there there as we get there.
Exactly. We could have a potential of 5. These two teams could go toe-to-toe the entire way. It's all a matter of how they'll perform now on the stage when the pressure is on. You want the strong start. Everybody wants to be the shock. Everybody wants to be getting that 4-0 clean go. But we'll see who is going to be capable here and now.
Thanks for the observers for scaring me with that graphic. A little bit frightening. Wasn't
Good
expecting
on the
that.
observers. I want to see more of this, the details. That's the one thing that I've always loved about the Blizzard maps and just their games in general. It's all the attention to detail.
Yeah, I like the
You're just
sound.
going to be floating around everywhere, finding everything.
Yeah, there's always great sound design detail as well. And Busan is a beautiful map. Kick it off on this stage. This is an interesting stage. You can see almost anything, so I'm not going to jump the gun on it. We'll see what they want to roll out on. It looks like we might do some literal rolling out as Rio has selected the Wrecking Ball, aka the Hammond. And oh yes, Christmas come early. Happy's on Widow. Let's see it.
There we go. Hex, you know, every now and again you do get what you want. It does work out. Let's see if he's going to be popping off or if he's going to be finding those headshots. He's got some beefy targets to be going against here. Going to be looking to pick off Keo or Yveltal. At least at the start, you want the squishies if you're going for that Widow because the tanks are going to be tough to take down in one go. Hotbutt looking for his angle right now, trying to get the flank, but so far Chengdu are doing a good job of sticking together.
Hoppa's a tank player, but we've seen him play Tracer at a high level in the Overwatch League before. Very versatile, able to give a team that option to turn a tank into a Tracer player. Very interesting stuff right away.
Oh,
Knocks him down, happy with the first shot. That was a gimme though, he was on the ground. Still plinking away on the sides. They're going to have to find something to do, and it seems like overall, Guangzhou winning this early fight.
Headshots, we need headshots! Yes, they are coming out ahead, but we need the headshots here in this battle. Body when she's at half HP, that also works. So, the first battle taking place, and the contest will be over. So, we got 3 capping it for the charge, and they will take first control here on Busan.
All right, 28 out of 29 heroes in the Overwatch roster have now been seen as Late Young switches over to the Roadhog.
There we go. We're going to get some hooks in here. Got to see if he's going to feed all that ult. We did talk about it earlier. As far as Road is concerned, there's the stick, there's the kill. Hoppa gets the job done. Jinmu is out, but he's lost his healer. He's lost his Ana Shu. Traded out by Late Young. So, strong start here for the Roadhog at least.
There is no better feeling playing Tracer than pulse bombing a Brigida, sometimes nicknamed the Tracer Eraser. EMP comes in, Eileen gets out with his life.
Perfectly timed, just barely gets out in the nick of it. Keo, however, will find a kill on Hotba, and the Lighthouse is blazing, already going for it. The healing and damage combined in one mighty beam. And Elza will find the kill on Rio, so the charge getting forced off the point, and it's the Hunters now who will be gaining percentage.
It's a nice play there. Committed a couple ultimates. Nice little hamster clean up by Amon there. Really nice play. Committed everything that they had, so they used Rally. That will eventually deteriorate. Rally armor goes away after 30 seconds. Eileen starts it off, though. That's exactly why you want to run a Sombra. You make that hamster useless.
That's an instant hack, and then he's just, you know, a tin can full of mines, as it turns out. Rio just comes charging through, cuts off that line of entry. And so we will have to have a bit of a rotation, or at least a wait, as, oh, not quite going to be able to demech Elza there. Elza going to be able to back out, stay alive. That's so important. Am I seeing this correctly? Nano Tracer, okay then.
Tracer. It's a strategy that you often will see in the Chinese region especially. It's just, you make the Tracer almost invincible. Your reloading pass is not usually the most thought of target, but why not when you're running this composition? Tracer can get a lot of work done. Hotba even not Nano now, chunking people down.
Oh, you can tell, just wants to get that demech, wants to deny it, not gonna make it happen. Not going to find that kill. Hot, but still alive though. Or at least for now, he did get focused a little bit by the Brigida. The Jinmu gonna have to be careful, and he gets pinned to the wall.
Getting all the kills they need. Nice cleanup there from the Ana at the end, and Guangzhou will take it back. 73% on the board for Chengdu Hunters right now. That's about a fight and a hold-ish area. So I think Late Young switched over to this Roadhog in response to the fact that there's a Tracer, a Hammond, and a Sombra. Because Sombra can just do whatever she wants if there's no CC ability. No area to stop her from blinking back to save her.
Exactly right. We'll see if it bears out, because once again, the Nano goes on to Hotba. Hotba looking for the pulse. Will find the kill on Ye Young. So that's an opening. Man advantage now for the charge. Looking to get back in here and take the fight to him. Need to get the flip. Need to defend it because the Hunters right now doing work.
Not keeping a body on the point. There's a shot and a half from Happy. Takes on Keo. As he continues to look for more trying to find that Brigida peeking around the corner. They've done a good job of equalizing here, and now it does seem like the Hunters are in full retreat.
Tip for that. This is actually is kind of what we expected going into this match in terms of how even it would be. It seems like both of these teams right now just willing to give and take. So 90% and going for charge. It's on the Hunters now to come up with an engage that will bear fruit. Going for the wrap once again. And once again, Amang is out on his own. He will be able to roll back to safety, get back with the rest of his team, his core. He needs to keep it going because the mines are out once again, or the slam at least.
It's actually an enormous kill. Hoppa was getting a pulse bomb up, and he's done so much work with it so far. Happy's able to equalize here, still in control for Guangzhou right now. A sleep dart will make the Piggy take a dirt nap, and they're going to try to clean him up. They do just that. They want to secure the fight. They don't care about the objective right now. You win the fight, you win the objective, you win the round.
Exactly. Just hanging in there so long as the test is through. Rio's the one getting the bonus. Manages to go for a roll, not gonna find the kill. It looks like it will get cleaned up though. Hanpa able to hunt Kyo down. And already just all out chaos on this point, back and forth. Hanpa going for the pulse, and it will find a kill as well as an objective. The charge with the lead.
I love this kind of strategy just because you have threats all over the place. When you put a Sombra on the field, everyone has to be aware and worried about the Sombra. As worried as your grandparents are about hackers. Everyone looks around, is it hackers? Is there hackers or someone behind me, right? You never know where the threat's gonna come from. And because her hack ability activates so quickly that sometimes before you can even react, you're useless. And then you've got Tracer there to flush you out into the open. And then you're out in the open and Happy's there to shoot you. Yeah, it's just this really interesting, it's controlled chaos. And when it works well, it looks really cool.
The question now is whether the Hunters will become the hunted, if they're gonna be able to turn this around, figure out an answer. Looks like Late Young will be staying on the Roadhog for now at least. So if they are not gonna go for the change charge, it's gonna be on the Hunters now to find it. And Hotbot once again already poking on the edges. Late Young dropping dangerously low. Happy will find the kill.
A team effort to take him down. Late Young's hitting hooks. He's hitting 63% of his hooks. But the rest of the follow-up generally isn't there for his team, so it's been rough. You expect a hook to always translate into a kill.
Now objective is now active, already getting onto that point. Iveltal, along with Amang and Kyo, and they will get it to kick things off here. The Hunters now with the edge, and it's going to be on charge now to find some room to work with here. Eileen still a ways off of the EMP, so needs to start putting in a bit of that work here to find that edge to open it up here for his team.
Well, right now I think the Hunters are doing a very good job of sticking together in kind of squad pairings and sticking together as a whole. When you've got a Lucio and a Moira, you can't really be freelancing out on the edge. Hammond needs to stay in nearish range of his team so he can always come back for heals. That Pulse Bomb whiffs right there, no kill on that one.
No kill, just a whole lot of ult charge for the healers on the other side, so they'll be happy about that. The hack on Elza, but it does wear off. And now it is going to be the charge, trying to set up point here, forcing the Hunters out into the open, forcing them to try and take a fight immediately, straight up to the high ground. Elza goes charging, forcing them back. The rally getting thrown in here as well by Jinmo. And there it is, the EMP right in the mix. 2 hacked, still 3, and it is getting tough here. Amang just going to get rolled over.
Everyone groups up on the point. They dropped the minefield on at the EMP. They committed a lot, so they better win this fight. And Hoppa has actually been putting on a clinic as Tracer. He has hit so many Pulse Bombs. And Pulse Bomb doesn't do as much damage as it used to a while ago. So you have to be more selective about your targets. You want to make sure that it's going to connect and kill. Because if it doesn't connect and kill, you're just giving the other team a chance to heal up and thus gain support ultimate charge.
He's getting a Pulse Bomb a minute right now. 9 final blows for Hotba, so he's definitely shaping up nice.
Well, getting consistently nanoed helps. But Nano's coming up every minute, so it's actually been a little ridiculous.
I'm hearing a lot of squeaking here, and it's Rio right in the thick of things. Hoppa once again finding the kills in the back line, however. Jinwoo not going to be too pleased about that. And it's the charge so far doing a fairly good job here of holding on. They will be able to back off. Rio's going to be able to give a whole lot of ult charge over to his healers.
Yeah, so Happy has gone off of the Widow. He has been on the Brigida for a little bit. It's a nice counter to the other team. It also really will kill a Roadhog very quickly if he's trying to take a breather. It stuns him out of that ability.
Oh, Rio once again in the thick of things. We'll go for the whip and runs Voltal right over. Finds that kill, but the Hunters striking right back with 3 of their own, or 2. Eating the pulse there. Hoppa not going to be pleased about that. Ult's still in play, though. The Lighthouse could come online for the Hunters if they feel it, but they are finding these kills. Rio is out of the fight. Now things are going to get dicey for the Charge. It will be the flip, and Hunter's now in a position to tie things up.
No need to commit further ultimates to that one as we look forward to the next fight. We got a Rally, we've got EMP and Nano. It's kind of an interesting composition to try to run with. You'd imagine that EMP is going to come off and then maybe Nano.
Well, you were looking for a big one. There it is. 4 of them silenced, 4 of them unable to use abilities on the Hunter's side. That's as good as it gets for Eileen. Really opens it up.
Got to capitalize here, though. Now they're going to fight on the low ground. They seem to have isolated the D.Va. They do just that. D.Va and her mech both fall. Only 3 alive on the point for the Hunters. It's time for the Charge to close in on this.
They've got the boost as well. Could go for it on Hotba and see what he can get done. The slam! Just pancaking Jinmu. We lose Cha in the meantime, but the Charge right now on their way to flipping this. It's not looking like the Hunters are going to be able to put up much of a fight, even though they are at 99%. So the Hunters right now, it's not about not getting flustered. And you got room to work with.
This was the issue about Roadhog earlier, though. It's 9 deaths, and when you think of his health pool and the amount of healing that gets pumped into him, that's why we're seeing Pulse Bomb up so often. Maybe one of the reasons we're seeing Nano up so often. And it just so happens, Pulse Bomb up, Nano up yet again. And then the minefield could be great here.
Yeah. Minefield out, not quite finding it. Self-destruct in the open, finds Shu, but he was dead anyway. And it is looking like the Hunters now instantly onto the point. Now the pressure's on the Charge. With Shu, you need that Nano. They need to get in here and tap it, and they will. Eileen with the EMP to open things up once again. 4 players silenced on the Hunters side, but that wears off. And now it's on Charge. They need to build on this. Sound barrier thrown into it. And Eileen playing on the edges. Late Young looking to try and push them out, but the damage is too big, and Happy will find the kill on him.
That might be the tipping point right now. Still skirmish on the point. Next fight will win this round. It does seem like it's all going in favor of the Charge. Happy has just been on cleanup duty on the Brigida. Another Pulse Bomb hit from Hotba. This is a madman.
Brilliant. As clean as it gets. And there's the flip. Charge 95% and counting. Late Young is here on the edge. He'll be able to tap to keep it alive. Got the help of Among as well. And Late Young getting focused so heavily there by Eileen, and he's going to get picked. Hotba there to clean up. The kills are coming in for the Charge, and they're on the edge of picking up the first map in this series, and they will succeed. The Charge take the lead 1-0.
They made a somewhat unorthodox composition work, but it's only unorthodox at the moment. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of compositions that look a little bit like that. 7 Pulse Bombs hit. We'll be right back to see if Hotba can repeat his performance right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, everybody. The Charge, well, they're living up to the name right now. They're charging forth ahead. They've got the lead 1-0 over the Hunters, who are they got caught in the bushes. They lost their way compass stumbled out, and you know those hunters right now, they're struggling.
Yeah, lost the scent, really couldn't pick up on the path there. Yeah, I think we'll figure out better ones. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I mean, I'm just really impressed with Hoppa. He's played Tracer in the past, but he had 7 Pulse Bomb kills. And Pulse Bomb's not what it used to be. It used to be an instant tank deletion tool, but that seemed a little overpowered. So we made some adjustments. Tracer's still a very strong hero, but now just not as oppressive. He was hitting them left and right, and you have to start questioning the Roadhog there. And not only was he giving away ultimate charge, but he wasn't being effective enough to make that okay. You know, sometimes it's an okay trade. Are you getting hooks? Are we getting picks? Is it working for us? And it generally wasn't. So a little bit questionable there. Numbani will be up next.
So now, once again, we're going to see Hunters. I think you hit the nail on the head, though, in terms of Hotba. Really able to shine because it seems like the communication is on point with this team right now. Eileen and Hotba, there was that 1-2 knockout combo. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to keep up that level here on Numbani.
Well, when I spoke to Charge, they said this was their favorite map, along with every other Control map. Right?
Yeah.
Smart guys. Control's a great map mode. I love it. So
you know, you want to be good at Control because if you go the distance, you go to map 5.
Yeah.
You got to be good at Control to end it and win it. So
Chengdu,
makes sense.
Chengdu did choose to play attack here. The loser, or you know, as I like to refer to it, the not winner from the previous match, gets to choose sides of the next map.
Exactly. So Hunters will be on attack. Pressure on them now to come up with the goods. And it's always that long walk to get up to the first point. Never mind! Charge just gonna go right into it. Straight in, all out fight. Keo gets run over immediately, and the Charge just taking the fight to the Hunters.
Living up to their namesake, there is a resurrection, and now the trades have gone the other way. As the Hunters are able to equalize there and get the resurrection. Resurrection's still a very powerful ability. And I think you're going to see still some Pharah here, especially when you have the escape that Pharah provides. Mercy able to always fly to her teammates, and that's why you always hear her with a Pharah. Not only does it keep the Pharah up, but it gives her a chance to escape. And also, when your Pharah is just chunking on people the way Jinmu is,
yeah,
you're pretty happy about it.
Pretty brutal. The damage dealt. If it wasn't him in the kill feed, he was definitely doing a lot of work. And then, hey, get brought back to life immediately. No worries, no problem. And the push can go on here. The Hunters, that's as good as it gets. 5.5 minutes on the clock now to push this payload forward to the second point.
And they've got a great ult advantage right now as well. Earlier today, we saw a great combination, maybe a little bit unorthodox, but anything comboed with EMP is usually pretty great. But EMP into Barrage, keep them alive. I mean, right now you just focus on the Pharah because the Charge have nothing to deal with this Pharah.
Exactly right. This is one of those counters. We've seen some Sombras to deal with the Hammonds, but right now it's going to be this Pharah. And if that D-Matrix is down, there's an opening here for Jinmu. Decides to hold on to it, though. And he's instead going to go ahead and just pummel Rio. Rio's got Primal, though, so he's going to be trying to buy some time here. Create some space for his team to work their way out. But again, they just have no way to deal with this guy, just pummeling them with rockets from on high.
So in theory, it always works, but it just depends if you can do enough damage and if you're comboing of the right things, because everyone thought that the answer to triple tank, triple support was going to be Pharah, but eventually you're just not doing enough, and that's the problem. Now the onus is going to be on Hotba to try to deal with this, at least put some pressure on the Pharah and make her uncomfortable and out of position. Right now, she's doing whatever she wants.
Or you just get the Barrage combo. There's the one, finds Chara. Does get picked by Eileen. If there's enough damage, the self-destruct, point blank, happy, no way out. Gets overwhelmed without a bubble to save him.
I mean, the bubble was probably used against the Barrage, so you break down all the abilities, and then there's going to be nothing there. Winston's also generally not great against the self-destruct anyway, unless you have that bubble right up at the fact. A way to capitalize on things, piecing together some ultimates in interesting ways. This is a really cool push. Chengdu has taken second point in Numbani with ease.
They really need, well, should have channeled his inner Jonak right now. I think Jonak is the only one who can just confidently say, I counter Pharah on Zenyatta. It's fine, we don't need a Pharah counter, it's all good. Take care of this. We will have to change the strategy though, so obviously no changes on the Charge side of things. They've got their ults, bit of an advantage there as well, considering the wholesale changes on the Hunters side. So Hunters right now taking it fresh for the third point, but with 5 minutes on the clock, they have a lot of room to work with here. And well, I mean, who needs ults when you can get kills? Eileen's out of the fight already. Hunters, they're pushing forward. They're looking for this.
Well, they just committed everything that they had. They really need to win this fight. So they put the feet down. They Graviton, only end up with 1 kill during it. We'll see if they can get some mop up, but they're getting pushed back.
This is brutal from the Charge. Shocking as well if they're saying, this map type, but right now it is not going well for them. They are struggling to adapt to what the Hunters are throwing at them. And now the Hunters' ultimates are going to start coming online here. Keo not far away from the trance, and Chengdu looking good as well with the rally. Will we be able to get some kind of crazy self-destruct out of Hoppa? Shu's got the trance to try and counter as well. But right now the charge is all out on the fight. Loved right around the angle, and the trance forced on Keo's side to stay alive, but now he just gets to heal up the rest of his team.
He didn't even need it, too. I don't think that self-destruct was going to hit him. He got around the corner and landed on the ledge way above him, but better safe than sorry in this instance. Can they make it into something good, though? Now the Charge are getting new ultimates online as well. Grab comes in, pins him out.
Textbook stuff. Ryan taking Ryan for a ride. No shield possible. The Charge are the ones point blank, and Rio's the one to die. Rest of his team will survive, however, but the Hunter is now trying to press the advantage. Two-man advantage right now, but the Charge, with the spawn so close, they're going to be spawning right on top of this platform. The Hunters need to crush them, and it's not going to happen fast enough for their liking. They're deciding to back off and reset.
Gonna fall back just a little bit. This last point can be very difficult to take, but now beats coming out for both sides as the music drops. See where the kills finally come in. Hoppa's got another self-destruct. I think the shield just cracked. If they can get this Reinhardt down, they might just launch in the self-destruct. They might not need it now, though. One kill might be good enough to just save ults on defense.
Yeah, trances are coming out now. Late Young is just now getting up to the grab, but we've lost Among, and that's pretty much going to send it out. Hey, Among.
All right, so Guangzhou has stabilized here at least because they had the ult advantage. They ended up throwing it away after Chengdu had made wholesale changes, but they've stabilized now, and now the ultimate economy is in very good shape for them. On the other side of things, Chengdu is going to have a Graviton, should get to self-destruct soon. I don't think you use one without using the other, so we're gonna have to wait until Elsa gets to self-destruct.
Wombo combo, the name of the game when you're running triple tank, triple support, getting those combos, getting those ultimates to work together. And here it is, rallies on both sides used. Everybody rally around the Brigidas. Hotba's gonna eat the grab though, that's huge! Self-destruct not gonna get anything, and the grab of their own. The Charge right now filling up the kill feed. It's working out for them on the defense, and they do manage to hold the Hunters, getting forced all the way back to spawn.
We'll see if this one works out on the chase. I would not go too eager with it because that's kind of how they lost first point, being a little too aggressive, maybe a little gun shy because of that. They're just going to rotate around, take away the high ground, never an inch for free. The problem is you don't want to get out-rotated, so they're just going to drop on them from behind, but now this is an awkward position.
Yeah, you want to get on that payload. Do not let them start pushing for free because they're going to get some free meters here, and they're right on the edge of the third point. 5 meters away, can they get it? Chara tapping the point with the contest. Smash is coming out right now, and they are still in this fight. There's the grab coming through. Need to get the big follow-up, and they're trading back and forth for now. But Elsa getting some work done, and it is looking like the Hunters will pull ahead. Enough dead for them perhaps to get it, but Hotba, they need to get rid of her fast.
Elsa got free without even using the self-destruct. Now self-destruct is going to be available. You can just perch it on the edge of the cart, push it all the way home. The Chengdu Hunters will complete Numbani.
Excellent work for the Hunters. Looked a little shaky there on the first map of this series, but they've shown that they've got some gumption and they're ready to go for the fight. We're going to take a break. After that, we'll find out if the Charge can do the same. Welcome back, everybody. The Hunters have had a fantastic performance so far on Numbani, picking up 3 points. It's on the Charge now to pass over to the offense and get it done themselves. They need to tie it up to stay alive and to maintain their lead in this series. The Charge currently up 1-0.
One of the questions coming into this is which Late Young is going to show up. 2017 Late Young, or more recently, not the top of his game, but he had a good Zarya round. I mean, we're always going to notice the mistakes. I mean, that's just a good play by the opposing D.Va to use the Matrix and eat the opposing ultimate. But he did a ton of damage, 70% average ultimate, so we'll see. This is the hero that I came to know and love him on the D.Va. The defensive setup is kind of interesting here. A D.Va, Ana, Genji. This kind of looks like a grab bag of heroes, but they all have good control of high grounds. And as long as you keep your Ana alive, defensive Ana and Numbani's always been a good hero.
Yeah, you can hang way back on the other side and just pump healing into your team, make it difficult for the opponents to dive you or to jump you. And it's looking like right now Charge, they couldn't quite make it out through the door. But yeah, exactly, we have it right here. Ana, she'll just post up on this balcony, long range with the Zen, just pump heals out.
She posts up the balcony. It's up to your D.Va to make sure to protect her if she's ever pressured. And then the Ham is just going to disrupt things down on the ground. They do trade out early heroes, a 5v5 situation on the point.
Yeah, we lose Eileen here for the Charge. Shoot, however, doing some work right now, putting the pressure on the Hunters. And now they're kind of divided. We will have to jump in here from Rio, waiting for his teammates to get in there, but he's cut off from the rest of them. They won't make it in time, and so he gets overwhelmed. Hammond, however, going to get picked as well, so Tank's dead, and it is looking very good now for the Charge.
The sleepy answer. You see the Ana immediately try to get to these high grounds. A nice little kill there towards the end and the help out there. But you want Ana in a position where she can see the entire battlefield and stay safe at the same time. They're going to grab this point pretty quickly. And now the Nano Boost is going to be ready. Oh, last second contest. It spoke too soon. We'll see if this is folly or fortune for the Hunters.
I'm very curious because that was brave. Barely stopped it from capping over. The fight goes through. However, Nano on Rio is going to wear off, and they will succeed picking it up. So the Charge now, the ones to push the payload forth, and we'll see if they're as quick as the Hunters.
They did force out the Nano, so that's an okay trade, but they had to use EMP to do so. Pretty even on the ultimates here, but Guangzhou pushing forward. It's going to have self-destruct. Just trying to figure out what they... Well, EMP self-destruct, or the lights-out combo here, can be really, really effective.
Just right on their heels as well. Eileen, it's going to be good positioning there. The mines were down, kind of just making it a little annoying. They will get cleaned up. And right now, it's all about positioning for Charge, but we've got the blade, the Nano Blade! Eileen beheaded before he can get his EMP off. And now Jinmu, that's the big kill, just staying alive, drawing attention to himself. He'll be able to back off out of harm's way. Can't say the same for Eveltal. He'll get picked off by the self-destruct. Late Young not able to get the remake either.
Desperation self-destruct there, and you have to say, just not worth it, the Nano Blade there. He got 1 kill out of using 2 ultimates. Yeah. It's an enormous investment. You expect Blade itself to get 1, maybe 2 kills. It's a very powerful ultimate ability. It's actually Genji's best ability. He's able to charge it very quickly. However, Nano Boost into Blade, you want at least 2 kills. That's 2 ultimates, or higher value kills than an opposing Sombra.
Do we think that they just decide, hey, throw it in there and let's get as much as we can out of it, because we have had the change up on the roster.
Well, you're running the Genji to try to get the Nano Blade and just win a fight with those ultimates. They just weren't able to execute.
EMP is in though, and we have it. Chengdu, they are silenced, but they are getting run over. 2 kills now for the Charge. Hoppa and Eileen doing work, slept mid-air.
Slept before he can get the landing damage down. It does not seem like it's going to matter, though, as they just try to stall the card out, unable to do so. 4 minutes and change on the clock as Guangzhou try to push the last point.
Right now, the Charge looking very good. Concise in their play. Now we've got the Nano. Rio can go in there, get some space going for the rest of his team. Happy's nearly got the rally as well, so gonna keep an eye on it. Right into it though. Elza opening up the game with the EMP. 3 silence, but it's looking like they're able to back off and stay alive. Eileen, the real point of focus. 4 players having to gang up on him. Eventually goes down, and that's gonna be it. Charge just gonna give ground.
Eventually get some kills off there, and that's nice to be able to use 1 ultimate to win a fight. That's the power of EMP. Even though it didn't necessarily get a lot of things early on, they're able to follow it up and be persistent enough to follow those kills down. It'd be interesting to see how they want to use this self-destruct. It's traditionally one of the best points for self-destruct, and Chengdu doesn't have a whole lot to deal with it. They might have to use a sound barrier and just hope, because there's no shield tank on the other side. You can use a Zarya to stop a self-destruct, but it requires a lot, and I don't know, you could self-destruct in Primal Rage here and knock the Zarya out of the way.
Finds her in. Here's the fight. Rallies all over the place. And well, Rio doesn't care. He's Primal, so he's going to be able to back out of there. Hoppa himself looking for his shots. And yeah, Rio's just going to come in here and try and punch people around. Whole thing for him is to try and sow some chaos, but it's not going to happen. His teammate's getting picked.
Yeah, Amon went down there. So the Primal did come around. I think they were trying to knock a few targets into the team. It's something you'll see Lucios do often as well, is go around the back or the side of the team, isolate a single target and bring them to the team. You're as good as dead when you're alone in Overwatch. Coming up for Guangzhou, though, you kind of have to expect a big EMP and a self-destruct. If Chengdu's been following it, well, they EMP their own right here, actually.
Yeah, that was it right there. Vital going to find the one. Solid work coming in here from the Hunters, just going for the spawn camp right at the door, buying more time. 2.5 minutes on the clock now for the charge. And the Hunters finished with 1:10 in the bank, so the charge now starting to draw close.
Alsa's going to stay behind, get a little bit of charge there. Also inform the team where the rollout for the charge is coming from. Charge still has a good initiation combination of ultimates. EMP, no one can do anything. Self-destruct, but you can't do anything when you're dead.
There you go. Problems happen to solve themselves in that case. Let's see, Eileen, if he's going to get the angle. Right around the corner. Surprise, surprise. Decent hack going off. Jinmu not able to heal his teammates. Eileen just going to get run over, though. The collapse, the focus fire coming in from the Hunters. Straight chaos, though, as we go to the third person and get that overview as the trance is in play. Amon doing the best he can to stay on the high ground, but Charge finally starting to make some progress. They've made it through the choke point. Now they need to actually survive around the bend. And maybe I spoke too soon. Oh, great sound barrier coming in the nick of time. Gets the save there from Chara, keeping his teammates alive despite the grab.
These have been some superstar support plays we've seen in the last several minutes. Meanwhile, tank ultimates still roll out. Shu takes down his better half, and that's 2 quick kills for the Charge. Making some progress on the point now. They're just going to clean up the remainder. Before on that EMP, Keo got his Transcendence off, and that's why his team was able to stay alive. A charge from both sides able to keep the teams alive. These support players are on point. EMP incoming.
This will be the big one. Right into the back line. Perfect. Shu, though, not gonna die. That's big. He survives for a little while longer, and now the Charge perhaps in position to capitalize. Amon is out of it, and they have to just go for the trickle now, Hunters. They have to keep a presence alive on this payload, and there it is. The trance used even just to make Keo invincible. He'll be on, but right now it's on the Charge. They have to keep it together.
There's a hack and there's a shatter. Nothing to stop that one as he swings the hammer. A self-destruct ready to come out as well. Nice bubble there at the end. See if this grab can bring it back.
This is it, potentially. They do manage to find the kill on Chara. The Hunter's hanging in here, and so long as these guys are alive, the rest of the team are going to reinforce, and there's just not enough time now for the Charge. It's do or die. They have to finish it now. And it's not looking likely. 7 seconds on the clock, and they're still trying to run in, but it's not going to be fast enough. Even with the swap to Moira, you're not going to make it in time. Oh, never mind. Jinmu was there the whole along. I'm looking at the mini-map over here.
He's there all along. It's just desperation time. If they can even get a body back to touch, they do not. Chengdu gets themselves on the board. We are tied up in this series 1-1.
Once again, Hex, this seems like the thread that we've been following since the beginning of this series. Both of these teams so even. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll have the halftime show.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and so is this guy. Happy was talk of the town yesterday on the pre-show. Today, you see why. His Widowmaker in full force. We have a great battle between the Guangzhou Charge and the Chengdu Hunters. I'm Puckett. You know the fellas. We got the beautiful stashed Monte Cristo and the bearded. Fantastic Dilla.
Say we're even
and the
good,
clean-shaven Chris Puckett.
Believe it or not, kids, I can't grow facial hair. Now,
you could grow you could grow a nice like little chin thing, you know.
Nothing that my wife will marry. All right, let's talk a little bit about some of these plays early on, because last year we were familiar with a guy named Hoppa. We saw his tracer for the Fusion, but it was never at this level, Monty.
He was really good.
I thought he was good last year, honestly, and I think that was one of the reasons why I rated the Guangzhou Charge, pretty well coming in, is because they have a flex tank who can perform at a high level on some of these control maps in triple or quad DPS compositions. So this is really the perfect meta to have Hoppa, which is obviously very nice for Guangzhou. Couldn't have predicted that coming into the season, but it's certainly working well for them now.
Now, Doe, we saw a pretty one-sided affair when it was in the control map, and then we go into Numbani. We all think it's going to be Guangzhou once again taking control, but instead it's the Hunters who are on the attack first. They punish some early mistakes, and they put a lot of time up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is Guangzhou's defense initially was a little bit weird. They tried to play really, really far up. They did get the Ana pick right away, but then she just got res by Mercy, right? So then when they were falling back, they got a little bit disjointed, gave up A pretty quickly, and it all kind of seemed to fall apart from there. I mean, they were getting some EMPs where they were hitting a lot of people, but then the team just wasn't able to follow up. So it was a little bit puzzling. I still feel like we saw some good Hammond play from like Rio, but aside from that, they definitely looked like a different team on that map.
What's going on there, Monty?
I really like the Chengdu Hunters style. They're coming in and they're not necessarily playing that 3-3 composition, and they are very Hammond reliant. But Ameng coming in, a lot of players have been saying that this is the best Wrecking Ball player in the world, which is really exciting. And we sort of glossed over that in our Watchpoint pre-show today. But now
I'm not ready to believe it yet. I'm not ready to believe it yet.
I think we were all questioning how much Hammond we were going to see, but the Wrecking Ball has been out. Let's take a look at some of the numbers as you walk us through. The big one that jumps out, Rio on that control map, more than double the damage.
I mean, look at these knockbacks too, right? I mean, Rio has 101, 57 from Ameng. He's basically like doubling it right now. And, minefield kills whatever. They got a couple here and there. I mean, a lot less deaths for Rio. So far in this map, at least, it's really looking like Guangzhou's coming out with the better Hammond, in my opinion.
I'm going to want to see these numbers over the whole series, though, because coming off of map 1, it was a pretty hard loss for Chengdu. And I think that if we take on a long enough timeline on Meng's numbers, because he's going to be playing a lot of Hammond, I think they'll probably even out. So I agree, not necessarily the best starting performance, but I'm still excited to see more of the Hammond.
The last thing I wanted to touch on was it seemed that Late Young was kind of getting picked on by Hoppa if you watch the control map. As the series went on, it seemed that the whole team, especially the tanks, seemed to get their line in order for the Hunters. What do you want to see from them in the second half, Monty?
I just want to see more of the same. I think they showed that they can play unorthodox compositions. Numbani is a map where we're mostly going to see 3-3, and this time around they gave us something a little bit different. We're successful for it. So I think it's cool to see Chengdu have their own flavor and playing to their strengths.
I mean, then again, if you play Roadhog into Hotba, you kind of just become an alt battery too. So you gotta watch out for that.
True.
All right, well, we know that Hangzhou got the big win over Shanghai yesterday. We'll find out who wins the next battle between our two Chinese teams. It's currently tied up 1 apiece. When we come back, we got Game 3. Don't go anywhere, guys. This is the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. That was the halftime show with Puckett, Monty, and Dolan. Always with the insight, Monty, and especially I love the what do you call that?
What, that tie?
Yeah,
it's a bolo tie.
It's a bolo tie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Not to be
on
confused
point.
with anything fashionable at all.
Sorry,
Sorry, Monty.
I knew if I could tee you up, Hex, you'd be able to bring it home. So there we go.
I gotta pay for that. Monty's just gonna tear me down next time he sees me. It's all right.
It's gonna happen.
I'm ready for it. Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4. If I can't take a verbal lashing, then who can? All right, we got Bacon Jack coming in for Late Young, another one of the players in the same vein who was a monster at Overwatch, had a great debut in the Overwatch World Cup, I believe 2017. I don't know, I get old, I forget my years. But now he took some time off from the game. He's coming back representing his team. Also, just Bacon Jack, great name. That's a great name.
That's it, exactly. The man is a beast. Named after one, or a part of one at least. A tasty part. A tasty part. Can you tell that I'm hungry? Can you tell that I'm hungry, Hex? Because right now I'm actually...
I can't wait for the PETA tweet. Appreciate that, buddy. We are going to go to Volskaya. We'll see if we get another long Volskaya, 6-6 Volskaya, or we got something different. But, there's got to be someone at home happy who's got a bunch of hamsters, tracks running around in Zoom. It's been the hamster show so far. Hammond's been crushing it on these teams quite literally and figuratively. And we do have a Hammond on the side of Guangzhou Charge.
Indeed, both of them rocking it. A little bit of the sim at the start for the scout. Once that's sorted out, we'll see what they decide to settle on here.
Sim Scout, they're also going to wait for the Sombra Scout, figure that out. They're all going to go back to spawn. Lucio's going to get everyone where they need to be. Still a little bit of indecisiveness as they're going to rotate back. They're going to go Lucio Moira. We got a Widow on both sides. Is this 2018? Widow battles on Volskaya? I'm for it!
I'm all about it. Let's go. Give me the headshots. Glad to see that Guangzhou are actually sticking to their guns in terms of the control strategy that they used earlier to great success. They're going back to what's worked. And so let's see, can they make it happen here? Well, I mean, if you're going to find the kill on Aman like that, Eileen already off to a strong start with the help of Anna.
Yeah, I mentioned that Happy might be the best Widow v Widow. Bacon Jack may be able to prove me wrong, but right now, Happy's not able to find the angles. Everybody's hiding out in the corner. Wants that Brigitte, though.
Woo, and he's going to get it. Great work there. The call out, the communication, and the whip around to get the kill.
Yeah, Eamon there on his hamster did a really good job of disruption, but the problem is he disrupted too many people. There's 3 of them back there, and you want to be able to roll away, but just too much control on him in the back line. They're able to stun him out, and then without your Hammond to be able to disrupt and displace the enemy team, it's like losing a Reinhardt when you're running a triple-triple. It's kind of a no-goer after that.
He's the big beef part of the elements, he needs to be there. Progress getting made now by the Hunters. So let's see, are they going to be able to do it? Not quite. A tick picked up as the charge will push them back immediately. And already, Bacon Jack feeling just a little bit of hurt there. Rio going for the roll through. Now, right now, I mean, it is seeming like, the Hunters right now are sticking together. They're trying to find that angle, and they're waiting for Bacon to find that pick, it seems.
Yeah, tries to get it going. Did that get EMP'd over the top? It may very well have. Nice play there, and Chengdu's going to find nothing but pain here. Humiliating little pings onto Baby Diva. Hey. You will not escape. I don't need the ult charge, but I do need you to know I could have had it.
And I need the stats.
And got to get the stats.
Most important.
Yep.
Stats for the post-game show.
Numbers matter right there. Right now, Charge holding on without having to use a whole lot. Of brilliant EMP in the previous fight. And we'll see how the Hunters want to approach this. They're going to have to wait because Happy hits a beautiful shot onto Kyo. And they dejectedly roll and scamper back to spawn.
Minute and a half on the clock, Hex. This is it. You need to start getting those ults online.
That's been ultless thus far. Well, I mean, it's hard to get ults when you have 0 kills.
Yeah.
0 kills for the Hunters.
Success.
These are the most passive Hunters I've ever seen.
And then
it's catch and release season.
Mines have been out. That's going to cut off one of the flanks. Happy wins the duel versus Bacon Jack to kick things off. No Widow here for the Hunters to work with. So a strong start here for the defense. On the offense, however, it is Hotba kind of floating around on the side. There we go. Elza is going to find one, and Jinbo another. 2 quick kills coming through here for the Hunters. May be able to open the door for him finally.
It seems like they just want to get out of here with their lives. A nice eat on the sleep dart. It seemed like he knew he was going to get jumps. He was saving the dart, but the defense matrix able to mitigate that issue. Time to reset. Charge had no intention of fighting that after they lost 2. They don't want to use ultimates. They don't want to get staggered out. They were just trying to maybe get away. Maybe Shu rides a platform to safety. They still have Nano. They still have Hotba. Doesn't look like compositional changes are coming.
Okay, then just deciding to roll through and see if they can get it done. Already, one ult used, the Mines out on the point, gonna make life difficult here for the charge. Rio, however, gonna get boosted right back up again. Happy needs to find that angle for the shot.
He already took down one of the supports already, though. They do want to jump on this point before it gets to 33%. At 33%, that progress becomes permanent, and you need less of a push to be able to take more progress onto these assault maps. Couple of nice kills, though. Rio knocking them about, and it seems like it's back to the drawing board for the Hunters. Bacon Jack, meanwhile, has already switched to a McCree. Haven't seen McCree today, you and I at least. Meanwhile, Happy's going to have infrared. Essentially allows him to see through walls. You used to get banned in games for that, but now we encourage it.
Now it's a part of it. Exactly. Happens all too frequently. Happy can use this as a tactic to burn more time off the clock. Eileen, though, just going to go for the EMP immediately at the pearls.
All right.
Nice follow-up.
They're able to clean it up. The last several months of Overwatch have become the most aggressive we've ever seen. Even with tank play, it used to be something you could do on occasion with a dive composition, ultra lightweight heroes, mobile heroes, because if you got in trouble, you just leave.
Just get out,
Yeah, now people are up front, fighting, sustaining, and if they get in trouble, Lucio lets them leave. So it's a really interesting style, and I like it. I like not waiting for your enemy to come to do. Take the fight to them.
Excellent. Perfect timing now for Happy to use the infrared. He's going to be able to see through the walls, and that's going to make life more difficult here. The setup is in place for the charge. Mass mines on everybody. Hunter's taking so much damage, and Rio does manage to back out just in time. Happy still looking for his shots. That was just a translocator. That wasn't a kill.
The Charge have such a situational advantage in those times because you have your Sombra invisible, probably in the backline, scouting, telling you where everyone is. Then he can see through walls. You can see the opponent's Sombra when they're invisible, so no one can hide from her sights. It would be the line, I suppose. So right now, still holding strong. Only 2 minutes left for the Hunters to make any sort of progress on Volskaya B.
Oh, nice attempt with the sleeve. That'd have been fun. Two looking to get in here, though. Could get the nano. Yep, sure enough. Rio just charging straight in. Should be able to farm up a primal so quickly when he's doing damage boost. The focus fire is excellent, though, and he's got to back off. Hoppa, though, somehow finds the self-destruct kill on Keo, and falling apart this push for the Hunters. They're going to have to back out once again.
That has been the room of death in our first couple opening days. Teams are rallying through there, trying to get packs on. Offensive Sombras want to be able to hack that pack, make it so that the other team can't use it, and their team gets it at a much faster rate. And people have been closing off both doors, launching bombs in there, and it has been painting the walls in whatever color these Overwatch heroes bleed. Someone's got to bleed like purple, right?
I believe.
Oh, Widow.
Can kill it. Eileen is in. Eileen looking for the angle. Right now, it's just about staying alive. You're just a threat. Do not die, Eileen, because so long as you're here, they have to be so careful, the Hunters, as they push onto the point. They do not want to get silenced. Keo finding the kill on Rio, though. That's going to be solid. Bacon, Jack the one to open it up with the EMP, and this could be disastrous for the Charge. First tick picked up for the Hunters. Going to be a second as well by the looks of things. And can they find it? Can they lock down this point?
Eileen's waiting to touch. Last second touch, EMP as well. They're going to bring people on one by one. They also drop the beat. This is a fight that the Charge can win.
That was a massive EMP, but no kills to follow it up. And now, going to get that going to get the sound barrier out, and it's just tit for tat, back and forth right now. The Trans doing a good job of keeping the Charge alive. Rio still got that primal roll and trying to pin someone against the wall. And in the meantime, you gotta remember, it's not about the kills. It's about keeping a presence on the site.
Well, very nice.
Because he's got a nip mouse pad. Whoa.
We'll figure it out when we come back right after this break.
This is it, Volskaya, the third map in this series, currently tied 1-1 between the Hunters and the Charge. And well, 35 seconds in the bank for the Hunters, as you guys can see, top left.
I'm going to give you
not leaving them a whole lot of time.
my best John Madden impression.
Do it.
About Overwatch.
Okay.
It all goes really well until it doesn't. Because that was completely one-sided. I told you it was madness. It was completely one-sided until they just lost one fight. Everything was going the way of the Charge.
Both times, on both points.
Yeah, everything was going their way. And then Rio, with his first death, was like the snowball effect. And then he comes back into it. He sees that juicy support in the back, jumps off the point, doesn't get the kill, loses the point. It's all right. Overall, though, a rather strong defense for the Charge. This series tied up 1-1, so Volskaya could not mean any more than it does right now. And we're back to similar compositions. Widow battles on this map. We've got hamsters running wild. It's a zoo out here, and I love it.
And there's a Bowman. That's one shift. I'm not quite seeing that too often. We got the Hanzo in play now as well, so he'll be looking to connect wooden shafts with faces.
Always reaching out for those connections. It's really interesting. We've seen a double sniper composition before, very popular actually last year. I think it can work really well with the Hammond if you're coordinated well, because all Hammond does is pop you up in the air. It's like shooting clay pigeons.
Oh, there it is, exactly right. Taking advantage of it right now. The Charge finding 2 kills. They lose Chara though to Jinmu, so see if that's gonna pay off. The res goes off. Keo's back into the fight here for the Hunters. That could be crucial.
Oh, you gotta hit that shot.
You gotta hit it, yeah.
He does go into Valkyrie mode, and we all know how slippery Valkyrie Mercies can be. They fly extra fast, they move really erratic, and they mock you with their ability to fly freely throughout the map.
Mercy definitely winning in that game, right? Playing off of human nature.
A reset now, but that is an ultimate used. Ultimate's up for the Hunters. Will be transcendent soon, but there is a window in which we can get in here. Hotba, of course, has his Pulse Bomb because, well, Pulse Bomb's just a really long cooldown ability.
Now it's going to play out. Eileen's nearly got the EMP online, so it'll be about the angle. Once again, falling back, but he's sticking with the group right now. It's actually Hotba who's off on a mission of his own, so Hotba right now could be dropping in on Keo and ruining his day, and exactly sure enough, nice dodge, it looks like. Yes, Ivatal was able to dodge that EMP going off, so the heals continue to go through, and now we're going to have the trance coming out here as well from Keo.
Transcendence only heals at a very high rate. It does not prevent burst damage. That was a gutsy resurrection, but punished for it. And there's the Nano Tracer yet again. What's more frightening than a British time traveler? Well, one who's immune and invulnerable to damage, shoots faster, and glows a very scary blue.
That's so much damage. Not able to get out of there. What a stick, and you're right, Hex. You know, the caster curse, you call it, you said it. Oh, wow. Just not dying, gonna survive, all that. Nope, nope, it cut through the trance. The pulse bomb.
I'm not taking the flack on that one. There was no reason to go for that resurrection, but in the other way, like, if you don't resurrect that, you probably lose it, so it's like the risk-reward is up there, you know.
Gotta go for it, try to make the plays.
Meanwhile, some changes on the support line for the Chengdu Hunters. We have Eviltal going to the Lucio, and now a Moira in the mix as well. Cat comes in, Bacon Jack trying to connect, but Guangzhou wasting no time getting in here. EMP comes off and hits several members.
Several members silenced, not able to use their abilities. Hotba taking full advantage of this. 3 kills for Hotba, but great focus fire between the 2 damage dealers for the Charge. Hotba and Eileen just on cleanup duty right now, like janitors. Just doing work. It's all squeaky clean. It's all squeaky clean because they've nearly got 2 takes. 2 takes picked up for the Charge, and if they manage to get this done now, they'll have a huge bank to work with going forward here.
Well, Hotba might as well be singing I Want to Be Tracer because he has made a case that he is a very high-level Tracer indeed. Of course, getting nanoed helps, but whatever, it doesn't matter. He's got the numbers, he's got Pulse Bomb yet again, looking for the cleanup, looking for the finish, looking for that bigger time bank.
Oh, no luck there for the Pulse, but still. Hotba right now, just stay alive, eliminate them as quickly as possible. Boom with the melee, fist to the back of the skull, gets the job done. Amon's still hanging out in the corner, but the focus fire is too good. More progress getting made. So close, it's Elza now, the last one. The Keo gets killed, and that's gonna be it. Charge succeeded picking up both points on Volskaya with so much time in the bank.
I mean, the Tracer has very few natural enemies. It's one of the reasons why Brigitte became so popular. I mentioned earlier, nicknamed the Tracer Eraser, because she completely shut down Tracer. You bash, you swing, you flail, bye, gone. But now when you see that there's no Brigitte on the fields, there's no control abilities like a stun, maybe a flash, nothing to really slow her down, we're starting to see that you have to do something about a Tracer if you're not going to run just sustained compositions. You can run a sustained composition without a Brigitte and Tracer's still less effective because she doesn't have really burst damage. You're just sitting there firing away, it's like, oh cool, I'll just heal that up, no problem.
Yeah.
But now you have this kind of weird composition where you're allowing Tracer to run wild, do whatever she wants. There's no pressure.
Then pair that with an Eileen on a Sombra.
Who's telling her the prime targets,
Exactly.
because Sombra's passive ability, by the way, is so awesome. When someone's low as health, they show on your map. It's just target calling for you. It's so brain dead I can play Sombra. Wait, hold on, that's not true.
Hey,
but I'm saying
that you still got Widow getting them to see through walls.
Yeah.
It's almost as if this is well thought out here, Hex. What
I
you're
know,
describing,
it's-
as if there's like method to the madness.
it's just having all the possible awareness on the planet, but you can have all of the information that you need of the battlefield, but they're using it properly, and that's what's been impressive.
Oh, there we go. Hotfa is so hot right now, along with Hansel. Has eliminated every member of Chengdu except Kyo at least twice this map. There we go. The man, he came to do work.
There it is. I mean, maybe try the McCree, at
Yeah.
least to make Hoppa think twice.
About diving, about getting in there. It's true. Eileen as well will be put on notice with the flashbang. The risk of getting stunned and eliminated. Still hanging out around the edges though.
Well, 24 seconds. It does look like they'll at least get 33%. I'm not certain if that ticked all the way over, but Bacon Jack. Flashbang also very good against a mobile tank like a Hammond, so they're going to trade out 1-to-1 here.
Oh, a lot of heals out of the mix now. Kyo's out of it. No longer the Discord either. Rio's going to be feeling happy about that. Bacon Jack has been eliminated, and Eileen right now just running with all of the kills.
Yeah, they have to fight this. They've gotten all the kills that they need. They give up 2 ticks, but it is time to clean up the point.
No, this is big. The EMP as well. Everybody silenced. They're all going to die. Overtime wicks are burning down. Moira is here. Kyo trying to do the best that he can. If he can fade on, not going to make it. Not going to make it in time. So, the Charge have set themselves up well here, Hex. They have plenty of time to work with.
Another patient play there, as they did give up some progress. But giving up some progress, not that big of a deal. You don't want to give up the whole thing. So you had 3 heroes for the Charge on the high ground after they lost a couple people, just hanging out, not jumping on, not panicking. They're like, oh, we'll just wait for Eileen to shut everyone down, and then we'll rain from above. And then Eileen got the boost, and Sam is actually a pretty good damage dealer nowadays.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's Eileen doing a lot of the work there at the end, and then the EMP as well to lock it all down. 15 final blows so far for Eileen. That's some solid work.
Happy's been doing a little bit of work of his own. 14 final blows. They're probably keeping track and having a little competition, friendly competition amongst themselves. But right now, in this very important map number 3, the Charge only need to capture first point to take a lead in this series.
Exactly right. So they're setting themselves up to take the lead.
So much time.
And just
4 minutes, you have to budget. That's probably 4 solid attempts at taking the point. Unless it gets very prolonged, but these fights have not really dragged out that long. Unlike Numbani, they took a little longer.
Just watching these robots, I'm actually wondering, do you build out the infrastructure of an old city like that to allow them to walk around? I mean, wouldn't they just be crushing old buildings left and right? I don't know. Let's see. Why ask these questions? Let's get into it instead. It is the Charge on the offense.
You just broke my brain.
Hunters on the defense. And Happy's looking to break a brain pan or 2 right now. He has spotted out Bacon Jack, but he isn't able to connect with the shot. So, waiting on him now. If he can find that angle. He does manage to dodge it. Nicely done. Gotta be careful about getting boxed in here, though. Exactly. Aim's just gonna go charging right in. Hey, there's a bunch of squish.
Yeah, but he needs the support from his team. They will follow him into that dark corner, into that dark night, because he was dead to rights without his team. Meanwhile, Elsa's just gonna clean it up anyway, but they put some pressure on the point here. Does not seem like it's going to matter. You kind of want to get out with your life. You need to get your Hammond out. Your Tracer should be able to get out. Time to reconvene. That was attempt 1. You still have 3 minutes left.
Still have 3 minutes left. We've got some decent ult charge here, so you know that you have more time to work with. No reason to get flustered.
It was a great play by Rio because he had stuck behind the lines, and then he knew where they went. He called to his team they were in there. He goes and knocks them in there, gets the support from the other side. I'm not in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Okay, Rorschach. That is a mad reference, Hex. I love it. Now into it, though. Rio does manage to keep alive here. Looking to back off. Hey, he's found Bacon Jack. Going to force Bacon Jack into the open. Could be an opportunity for Happy to take advantage of, but doesn't seem like it's quite possible. Eileen still working on that EMP. They're so split up, though. It's going to be hard to make it work for him in terms of mass silence, just because if the hunters are spread out everywhere.
They're in a little bit of trouble in there. Shu's healing his heart out, unable to do so. Does avert one sleep. Well, that is a very aggressive dragon. And Shu punishes him for it. You're gonna solo dragon me? Are you kidding me, son?
Get out of here. What is this? And now the Nano Tracer. Hoppa gets to run hog wild. Bionade as well. Chara in the back working with Eileen to find the kills. Bacon Jack is out of it. We've lost the Widow. Now we have a soldier in play as well. Happy going for the swap to get back onto this point all the faster. And this is setting it up. There you go, Hex.
We've seen every hero in the Overwatch roster play into the first 2 days of OWL with that soldier pick by Happy. Happy makes me happy. 1 tick down, getting up to 2 ticks. There should be a rotation on. The Sombra is there to be able to touch. 3 more heroes should be coming in last second. Bacon Jack's got to get the point. Not in time!
Doesn't make it in time. He was 2 feet off of it. So close, but the charge will take the lead in this series. 2-1, we go the distance to the 4th map to see if they can lock it down and get their first win of the Overwatch League.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, everybody, from the break. Glad to see all of the signs back in action for yet another season of the Overwatch League. A lot of creative ones last year, and don't let me keep on rolling, Hex. Speaking of rolling, lots of Hammond play. Yeah. So that's great. We just saw it. As you pointed out, we just saw it. All the heroes played.
I think I want a new achievement for Hammond. I don't know exactly what to name it. I got some ones that probably wouldn't fit in the game, but like attention getter, needy, 4th child. Like if 4 heroes are looking at you at once, you get that achievement, because that's exactly what Hammond does. He makes everyone look at him and everyone has to react, and you got to put resources in them, and then meanwhile, like, you're getting backdoored by Sombra over here, Widows across the map clicking heads, and Hammond's just like, hee hee, and he's gone again.
Yeah, and it's really annoying. You hear that squeaking. Yeah. I mean, how can you ignore it? You can't.
Yeah.
It's designed to just get on your nerves.
How would I would
Not
love
as
that.
bad as Diva, though. Not as bad as Diva.
Mickey has forever traumatized you with Diva voice lines.
Oh my God.
I agree with that motorbike. Yeah, it's a sentence I've never said before in my life, but I also love Dorado.
It's a hover bike, Hex. It's a hover scooter.
Hover scooter. All right.
still. Because wheels, remember, we had this discussion last
We
week.
had this discussion,
wheels
and I was right, then I
not
was wrong, and like
allowed.
I had to deal with it on Twitter for 2 days.
Not allowed.
I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Until you go to Mitch's homeland.
Yeah. I mean, oddly enough, I've said I agree with that hover bike so many times before. We're kicking it into Dorado here, and we have similar compositions we've seen from these teams the last couple of maps. If you like Widow play, this has been your map for it, Widow v Widow especially. And it does seem like the Charge are going to be real aggressive. Rio up top was looking for that drop down, but they spotted him out pretty quickly. Let's see if Happy can find angles here. So far, just giving up the free push on the cart. The Orisa has usually been pretty good on this point here. That her barrier covers the entire archway, which is super nice.
That's a big deal. Exactly, gives so much room to work with. If you're on the defense, Hunters, however, happen to find themselves on the offense. They don't get the benefit from the joy. Although, brilliant wall in front of them. Chengdu right now just going ham. 2 kills for him. Bacon Jack will get brought back to life, and so far, so good here for the Hunters. They are only now just getting challenged on the payload.
Was able to get a kill with the Sonic arrow. Definitely saw that Hammond die. And now just a quick and easy push. It's been relatively even in terms of death, but on the other side of things, it's been resurrected. Jinmu just pumping through the damage, and now going to clear the card out with the aid of a dragon.
The Dragon's twin-linked nano has been used by Shu, but we are going to have the Hammond alive on the point, just going for a rodeo around the statues.
Done a good job of delaying, waiting for them to get back. It is 5v6 right now until the Sombra and Eileen is able to rejoin him. Not finding pay dirt there, and that should just wrap it up. Rio's gonna roll around and be a little bit annoying, maybe try to find a pick later, but just will give up his ghost on the Hammond. As it's time to regroup on defense, and a relatively clean offense from Chengdu. A very good opening. I haven't said Jinmu's name a lot, but that was some nice Hanzo play.
You're right, the Hunters have looked good on payload, on these payload maps. I mean, we had the hybrid earlier, Numbani, but now it seems like they've really got their game plan going. There wasn't a whole lot the Charge were capable of doing to stop them. So second point, this is gonna be it.
Now Eileen has to hide. Bacon Jack used his ultimate, able to see through walls. Even invisible heroes are able to be seen through walls. So they're gonna have to hold on a second. Happy, it's a nice shot, is punished for it. Trade 1v1. See if they can get in position to resurrect this.
Oh, buddy, that's awkward. Definitely do not want to be in the same room, close quarters with an angry Hanzo.
Or even a non-angry Hanzo. I've actually never seen him smile.
True, fair enough, fair enough. Good to point out. Rio just gonna go ahead and chuck the mines in, start to put a little bit of pressure on the payload. Does manage to zip his way back to safety as well. Should be able to get topped up. That's only gonna help that nano come up here for Shu, who is currently cranking it, but Elza just wrecking house right now.
How to turn a miss into a hit. Missed the actual stick, threw it through the doorway, ended up picking up the kill anyway. Nice kills here, and it's been really impressive. EMP has to be a big deal. Comes in, but he's the only one there right now. Happy able to pick off from a distance, so 2 kills for the Charge.
Counter EMP, but the sound barrier is there, offering sufficient protection to keep them alive and happy right now. There it is, the headshot on Bacon Jack. He did manage to get the res off. People tell us managed to get the res off on Emin.
The interesting thing about Happy and why I think he's such a good Widow v Widow is he's never really looking to take the Widow v Widow. It's almost like a nuisance.
Yeah.
He's looking to shoot other people. He's like, oh, that Widow's gonna shoot me if I don't deal with it. Pop, back to work.
Back to work. And right now, I mean, this feels like work right now for the Charge. Not as clean as the 2 maps that we have seen them win. On this map in particular right now, it is a real struggle for them.
Yeah. It's a little less coordinated, but they are getting the individual kills that they need here. This should be a defensive hold, and now they're going to be able to reposition themselves on high ground. Eileen able to get a nice late kill onto Bacon Jack, and now they're going to be in a forward position. You're going to have a Hammond on the high ground, a Tracer's going to be scouting around back, Sombra's going to be messing with everybody up front. So Happy's going to know where his target's going to come into sight lines, and that's without wall hacks.
Yeah, Bacon Jack just going for it immediately though, and guess who's going to get popped in the side of the head? It's Eileen. Instantly giving it up, and that's going to put Eileen in a bit of a tight spot, doing a good job of surviving for now, and that has delayed Elza and Bacon Jack in terms of positioning.
He probably wins that fight if Bacon Jack doesn't show up, because he just hacked Tracer, and she's useless without her abilities. Meanwhile, as it stands, even fight, 3 people hacked on the Charge.
3 people, can they survive it? Oh, the pick, Bacon Jack finding Shu, and we've lost the back line now for the Charge. That's certainly not going to help things. Another Dragon going charging in, but 3 kills right back at the Hunters is going to slow things down. And it's looking like
Rio!
oh, they're not going to make it. Rio trying to hang out on the point. Gets picked off.
So you can win this 1v1. Happy able to win the melee fight.
There you go.
I told you, best Widow v Widow. I didn't see you guns, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Widow, just Widow winning against
Sniper,
Widow, no matter
fisticuff, either way.
what. Now they've got some time here to work with. 3 minutes on the clock for the Hunters to push forward for the 3rd point. Elsa taking time. Eileen now is going to get the hack off. Nicely done.
Teams have stuck on their compositions for the most part, which on Dorado can, you can change compositions a lot here because high ground comes in different, 3rd point feels very different than 1st point, but teams just comfortable on these heroes. They've got a plan. It's just all been about execution here. It's been relatively even. And yes, this payload's pushed pretty far, but at not the blazing fast pace that it was going early on in the 1st push. It's only been 24 kills to 21 in favor of the Hunters.
In favor of the Hunters, exactly. And it just seems like the Hunters right now are managing to win out some of these fights, and then the Charge, they get it to come together in that one moment to stumble them. They are doing a good job of burning time, and this is a very difficult bend to get around with Spawn so close behind. Eileen, though, EMP only going to connect with the 1, and Jinmu is able to hide as well, so he will survive. We lose Ibiltal at least.
All right, so they have switched up their composition now. You've got Rio on a Reinhardt. This makes a little more sense for the last point where there's not all that many great perches and drop down and swing patterns for your Hammond, so a little more traditional. Gonna set up the shields. Got an Ana and Happy on the Brigida. So a much more sustain-heavy composition. So this is representing kind of a triple-triple, but it's a variation because you still run a DPS hero or a damage dealer, almost even a utility hero in Sombra.
Bit of the jack of all trades on both sides of things. That EMP right now, fairly valuable. Progress getting made. Once again, up to the bend. A minute on the clock, just a bit more than for the Hunters to get 3 points on Dorado. And well, now he's gonna be getting in here. Rio all charged up, looking to swing a hammer into somebody's face, but he just can't seem to find a target. Doesn't want to overextend into the hallway, but buying valuable time.
Well, Shu should be able to get massive value out of this Ana because much like the Dallas game we just saw, there's nothing to stop him from throwing anti-nades and hitting darts and doing anything. No D.Va on the other side of the field to slow him down, yet the Hunters continue to push.
Nice hack there, exactly, opens it up, and now the Hunters, 40 seconds. Could be the thing here once again for the Charge, where they're able to hold it until the last second, and then everything falls apart, and the Hunters could find success. Sub 30, we're approaching the mark now. Charge are rezzing up, they're running back in, but a great grab. Throw down. Eileen does manage to snake it though and get onto the payload, so no progress made despite the grab getting thrown in and trying to keep the Charge off of the point.
Shu was an absolute hero. He was on high ground on the bridge away from his team and he got pressured out, able to sleep who was ever pressuring him, pump heals into the cart, stay alive. It might be just that play that allows him to stop the cart before its final destination.
Eventually they'll find Bacon Jack. Yep, there it is. Keo just has to commit the trance, get a body on the payload. He's got Ibiltal as well, watching his back. And now the EMP to open it up. Fairly solid one. 4 players silenced on the Charge's side. Eileen still hanging in here. He's gonna get topped back up again. And now it's a matter of buying time. Hotba getting hacked individually. And there's the sound barrier getting thrown in here by Chara. Every ult is getting thrown in as Shu is doing everything he can to get the boost as fast as possible. If he can get that online, things could turn in the Charge's favor, but the Hunters right now are looking good.
Eileen's gotta stay alive. He's very close to an EMP. Happy's gonna get rallied and hit it immediately. EMP comes out as well. It's just time to slam Q if you got him.
Get into this fight. There's the trance, all of the fun. Getting thrown in with these ults. It's the never-ending battle. Hotba eventually getting it. And there it is, the self-destruct. Hotba is gone. Yet another EMP getting thrown in here by Bacon Jack. I'm thinking Blackjack. I mean, he is trying to maul somebody upside the head right now. It is Happy who is going to get backed up against the wall with the shield.
This entire map has been this way. There's been no clean fights. It's been a scrap fest all throughout. And I believe that is where the payload will end. That last bit of fighting, you're just waiting to watch 90%, 95. I've got ultimate, bam, it's out. I don't care what's happening. We're slamming this ultimate and we'll count it up at the end.
That's exactly it. Replay of the chaos here.
Yeah, this is Shu on the low ground earlier, but like I said, there wasn't an Ana to really contest him. He's hitting darts, he's doing healing, finds a way to just sneak in some damage there as well, but he was on the bridge above after his team had lost a couple. I believe it was the Somber who found him. Someone was trying to pressure him out, just casually, sleep dart. I'm busy, sweetheart, all right? I got things to do down here. I will talk to you later. Take a timeout. Was able to keep his team alive, ended up with that kill. It was a really great Ana play.
7 enemies slept. Some of them high value, clearly. So, because sometimes, you know, you hit Hammonds, you know, it's just like, he's huge. You can't not hit him, but...
Well, he also died the least amount of times. Both Anas played pretty well, actually. So, very impressive display. One of my favorite healing heroes. All right, so we're not going to go to a second round of Dorado. If the Hunters want to force a map 5, they must stop the payload from getting to where they just pushed it. The most straightforward of map objectives to understand.
There it is. Done. You see the white rectangle of victory, but it'll be right in front of the 3rd point. So pretty much you have to finish the map here.
Yeah.
Charge, you got your work cut out for you. We'll see if you're able to move across the map as quickly, or at least to that first point, as quickly as the Hunters did on their offensive side.
Super even map. Kill count. Hunters 32, Charge 33.
Very even, but that has been the theme of this match. Now Charge, happy he has gone straight to the Widow. We got Bacon Jack on the other side. Again with the double sniper here approach from Hunters. Really wanting to stick to having that Hanzo there to take advantage of the high ground, exactly that mobility that is granted from his ability to run up walls. And well, that's a fairly horrible sound. Eileen has copped it.
Oh, that will haunt me in my dreams the rest of my days.
Brutal, brutal.
Being held onto the point by this double sniper composition, the high ground in complete control of the Hunters. Seems like the Charge want to try to find a big rotation. They've got the tanks to pressure down the Hunters, or the snipers on the Hunters, and there it is. Rio does find Bacon Jack. Happy taken out on the other side, so both Widows down. I don't think they're going to allow this resurrection, though. That Mercy's not in a great spot.
Oh, fantastic. What a timing for the boost. Immortal's out of it. He's got to take a nap now. Fair enough. That's a perfect sleep coming in here from Kyo. But the damage is done with the Mercy out of it. Still, can they get any progress here on this payload, finally?
It's really good tank coordination there. Hotba actually ended up with the kill feed on that Mercy after he's being chased down by the Winston. Just solid communication there. But a pretty decent first hold. We're not even at Archway. So Chengdu is taking the right approach here. Make them earn every inch. You have to stop them on defense or your set is over.
Rio perhaps getting just a bit too happy there. Like, he was expecting to get some support, it seems, but unfortunately for him, Kyo was dead. There was no long-range heals. He was just a goner.
Well, Bacon Jack's in an ace spot, or he was. He gave it up to get a little bit better angles, but there's a really far back bridge on this map, which is above where he is now. That right there. Thank you, Bacon Jack. Right, IQ. Totally scripted. And he's going to sit back there and not be pressured. It's hard for tanks to get over there unless they flank. The best answer to it in last season was sending a Genji over the wall or your own Widowmaker.
Right, exactly. Your own Widow, even Hanzo, all the options. Just mainly, you set up shop, you hit headshots. Elza, just keeping that body on the payload. Now this is going to be tough here for the Charge to work their way through. If Eileen could somehow find a massive EMP, but they're so spread out now, the Hunters, so it's hard to get that money EMP that wipes out half the team.
And there's also a danger if you try to get back here at EMP, the moment you decloak, you could get a headshot.
Yeah. Possible entirely, and well, there you go, Bacon Jack.
I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna call anything from now on out.
I mean, you know, you got Bacon.
Curse that one.
Grapple up there.
He wasn't cloaked. It wasn't cloaked there. Just got domed. This is a great first defense. We're getting down to it. There's only a minute left. The Charge have been banking ultimates, maybe on purpose, maybe because they're getting shot before they can use them. But it's time to go. 1 minute left. EMP comes out.
Can't wait for that perfect scenario. Well, there we go. Eamon gets lit up immediately. Jinmu finds death at the hands of a pulse bomb. It's looking like they will finally start making some progress here. The sleep on Bacon Jack as well. Shoot. Okay then.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to wake up.
Hey, at least it was quick.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a pleasant way to die. You're getting jumped up by a gorilla. Hold on, fight continues. Dragon comes through the door. It's not over yet. A boosted Hammond on the point. Happy's able to take down his Elsa, though. Let's see. I mean, swinging around the Rosie usually helps.
Oh,
Nice
red
res.
can. Oh, gets off in time. Nick of time there. And another sleep.
It's not gonna matter. So
They
earlier you could tell we were hungry, now you can tell I might be a little sleepy.
They just keep taking dirt naps right now. Just hanging out, but we will have the charge continuing forward now. We'll see if they can keep it together. Finding a little bit of life, a little bit of, yeah, look at that long range. Let's go, boys. 6 sleep at the end.
He's had a really good map so far. 17 eliminations, 3 final blows, only 3 deaths for him as well. Doing over 10,000 healing per 10 minutes.
He's a monster, but it's so fun to see Ana just because of the mechanics involved.
I mean, it's doubling his Lucio's healing output.
Yeah. No, he's a monster. He is a monster. Minefield is there. Just creating a little bit of space, a little bit of room. Happy trying for the pulse. Not going to find the shot, unfortunately.
Didn't quite get there. Thought it might have stuck. Was not the case. Here comes the nano boost, though.
2 minutes on the clock, though, now for the charge. Not a whole lot of time. These need to be clean fights, and they can't really let the Hunters contest. But getting through this archway can be a nightmare sometimes. So they're going to have to find it right now. Jinmu with the dragon, dropping out of the sky straight into the back. Blind show doesn't survive. Oh, but you can't be Matrix in.
It was a beautiful dragon, even if it didn't kill anybody, because it corralled them to right where the rest of his team was. Zoning ultimates are a real thing. He zoned them right to where his team was. The only escape was through the flames of the dragon, and that was no escape except unless you wanted to go back to spawn. And we're in a tough situation yet again. A minute and change left on the clock. Charge looking to extend Dorado, or we're going to map number 5.
Yeah, and then we're going to get into the territory of the charge, unless the Hunters have warmed up sufficiently. It was the first map after all, you know, a little jitters perhaps, but the Hunters definitely looking like a different beast right now. Bacon Jack still looking for this duel. And well, now 45 seconds on the clock here for the charge. They're patient right now. They're trying to build up some ultimates. Shu's got the boost online, so Rio could potentially get up to a primal very quickly.
EMP jumps in over top. Surprised that the self-destruct has not been following the EMPs. They've been saving it, trying to really get value out of their ultimates, but meanwhile you're losing too.
You're losing too. This is just brutal at this point. Eileen now the next target. I'm gonna just get in here, and yep, Shu is gone as well. So you're holding on to the ults, but now you're gonna have sub 20 seconds to get in here and take a fight. You're gonna have to use these ults. I mean, Jinmu could just chuck a dragon out here right now and buy even more time.
We'll see Happy gets very low as well. They should be able to touch. They've got the Diva in position. Hotba's gonna get in there, so one last fight. Ultimate advantage in favor of Charge, but Dragon on the cart zones them out.
Dragon on the cart, giving ground just a little bit. They're gonna be able to make their way through, however, and Rio now straight up on high. Self-destruct chucked up there as well. Not gonna find a target, but Rio finds Evil Talon, that's big. Chara decides to commit with the sound barrier as well, just trying to make his team a little bit more resilient. And in the meantime, Rio is going to force the trance out of Kyo to keep him alive.
Hotba out of Mac, out of the fight. It is scrappy as this map's been all game, but that might be the tipping point as Elsa takes down 2. Who likes Nepal? Chengdu likes Nepal. That is going to be our map 5 in this nail biter. What a way to introduce yourselves to the league.
That's it right there. We are going to be taking a short commercial break, and we will be back in just a moment with map 5 of this series. Welcome back, everybody, from the break. We've made it to map 5 now for the first match of both of these teams here at the Overwatch League. The Hunters versus the Charge. This is it, Hanks. They're very evenly balanced right now.
One team gets a win, one team doesn't. And that's how it works, right? Yeah, but
so.
Your debut, you'd love to start off with a win. It was so scrappy on Dorado, so strange. But we are going to go to control maps now. Seemed like the Charge had a pretty good handle on that one early on. I like these teams. We haven't really seen triple really all night, not consistently from these guys. So
from either of these
yeah,
teams,
it's been really fun to see the Hamster play, the Widow play, and Late Young's going to come back into the mix, subbing in for Bacon Jack. So you've got Late Young, who's mostly a flex tank, playing the off-tank roles, as you will. Your divas, and Zarya being the most prominent off-tanks. For a while, it was just Diva, but you got Zarya in there as well. Subbing in for someone who played Widowmaker and McCree. So I would guess they want to run a tank-heavier style.
Could be. I mean, they're thinking control right now. You get onto the point, you fight on the point, nothing dies. But what I wonder is, are we going to see the same exactly Charge as we saw on Busan in the first control map? Because it seems like we're seeing a theme here. When there are points to control, Charge seem to do well.
Yeah.
When there are payloads to push, the Hunters seem to do well. So I'm illustrating this very clearly with my hands, So
you guys are lucky he's not a gamer, because it's just a mess. I'm more confused than I've ever been, and I've been watching Overwatch for a long time. Your interpretive dance skills get a D minus, D minus at best.
I'm working on it, but does it bear out? That's what I'm getting at here. Does it bear out? Does it charge? When there's a point to control, are they going to be on that point, or are they going to be outside of it?
So you improved even in that short.
Outside of the point, and then there's the payload that you got to push.
Yeah. Sometimes you're trapped in a match.
And as I get stuck, I'm about to die. Okay, let's maybe stop moving.
No, it should be fun. I just really like the style these teams are playing, and like the DPS have played really well. We've been seeing really good performances out of Shoes. Ana has been really good. Seen almost every hero played, so I'm ready and willing to see it all. Maybe they bring Late Young in and just gambling that they're going to roll onto Sanctum. So when you play control maps, you have one of 3 stages that you're going to start on, and then the second stage is obviously not the first one, but one of 2 random stages. There is a little bit of random number generation procedure to happen where you go, because maybe he wanted to play Roadhog and yank people into the pit.
Into the murder chasm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
We shall see. Rolling out, though, Happy Hanzo. Rio is going to stay on the Hammond. We'll see how these compositions bear out. Jinmu takes to the sky on the Pharah, so a lot of different interactions with these heroes. Trying to figure out, I just wonder who's going to try to deal with the Pharah and the sky. Hanzo has very fast arrows, almost instant.
Yes.
So even though he's a projectile hero,
if you keep the distance, though, it can be tricky for him. Elsa's going to find the kill on Hotba. That's not something we've been saying too often.
They're going to grab first control pretty easily. Happy died earlier. So he's going to switch to the Widow, which is a much more suitable response. Widow's defined as what we call a hit scan hero. You click and the damage is instant. You don't have to wait for a missile to get there or an arrow to get there. Bullets are instant. That's what that term means if you ever hear it come up again.
Looking for the shots, as Happy, not quite. Oh, will barely survive. There's a chance though. Oh, yeah, the melee. Oh, Jinmu.
Jinmu died, but you're just slapping to yourself like, worth! Totally worth. Dunked on, melee to Widow. Feel pretty good about it. Team still has control. Eileen gets hacked. The hacker has become the hackee.
The hackhead.
It's like old English, isn't it? I have been hacked.
Been hacked. Help. Forsooth. Yeah.
Put some pressure on the point, still not taken away, and this one has just been all Chengdu from the get-go. Trying to roll in, bowling ball out. They haven't been able to get everyone where they need to be at the same time, and Amon's gonna be able to just drop his minefield on the point should he so need to, and they are just picking them apart. The playstyle of the Charge was scattered earlier, but they were doing more damage earlier. They were winning their individual battles. They were doing damage from afar. This time, now that they're scattered, the Hunters have, well, for lack of a better term, hunted them down and eliminated them one by one.
Well, this time it does seem like Eileen and Hoppa are struggling more to actually find kills, because this time Late Young is just sitting on Kyo and watching his back at all times. So you keep seeing Hotba try to dive onto the Ana, and maybe, yes, this time they pull it off. Between the 2 of them, they find that kill.
Yeah, but he's right back into the mix. Evil Tall brings him back.
And then he dies a horrible death. He died, he thought he was like, it was all over. No, you rescued me into a minefield, oh God.
Yeah, it's like a really strange version of the resurrection myth. Come back to life only to die again, but 99% is a pretty good stopping point for Chengdu. All they need is one more fight, take it over, and they will take the first round of this decisive map number 5. We played a lot of maps today, but I promise you folks, we're not going to map 6.
This is it. This is, well.
Wait, hold on, the producers on my ear. No, we're playing best of 9.
Best of 9.
Best of 9.
Go.
Strap in, folks. Let's go.
Let's go. It's a Friday night after all. Nobody's got work in the morning.
It's not even
All
Friday night
good.
across most of the country. It's Saturday morning.
There we go. Whoa, just zipping right on through. We do have the boost out. Late Young looking for some angles here. Looking to try and do some damage. Jinmu as well, just swinging, flailing away. Looking for a target. Can't seem to find one.
Nano break, yeah, just kind of searching for someone to peek around the corner. No one's doing it. They step on the point because they have to. That almost burned down. A beautiful stick. KO down for the count. KO'd.
This could be big. There are no reses possible as they are already moving through. Chengdu, though, finding the kills despite it all, and they will succeed. 1-0 lead for the Hunters. Excellent work on their part there, keeping their cool at the end. Perhaps they're just going to carry this momentum through.
Well, I think you made an excellent point earlier that Late Young was staying with his healers, and the numbers really bear it out right now. Healing done is 2,000 plus more for the Hunters than it is for the Charge. And that's not really on the Charge healers. They've got heroes who are all over the place. They're hard to find. It's like, I can't heal you if I can't see you.
Yes.
Meanwhile, KO stayed alive through most of that, was able to pump out a ridiculous amount of healing. Eviltal was on the Mercy early on, switched to Lucio late, 10,000 healing alone for him per 10. So really well played, keeping your healers alive. Turns out, really good strat.
Turns out that's a solid approach, and it's actually going to prompt a change of strategy here from the Charge, perhaps. Going over to the double sniper of their own. We'll see if this bears out. Eileen going to go on to the hot butt. Oh, man, Evan just chucking himself in there. Massive smash, getting so much shield.
So much alt charge too. He's 35% there. All the damage landing on everybody on the team. It's like hitting an enormous bio grenade from an Ana. You just get so much ultimate charge ability out of it. And now pushed them all the way back. They get first capture for absolutely nothing.
Let's see.
Charge wanted to change their composition. They're going heavy. They're going a variation of 3-3. It's a 3-2-1 with a Sombra.
Essentially, Sombra's still going to be in here for the EMP. Well, the hack on the Zarya, that's not too shabby, but Late Young is going to survive by the looks of things. Does smash it back out in time. Eamon, however, gets the focus, the brunt of the damage melted.
Yeah, just a little late peeking around that corner, wanting to give Aemon the bubble, or Aemon, rather. Still, though, in control of the point. They're going to be able to stall it out. The Brita might just give her life for the cause. Every second matters here as they continue to stay in control.
Find these shots, and again, we do have the nano on the Zarya. Late Young getting focused down immediately, however, and it is looking good here for the Charge, removing Baby Diva. Ammon is still hanging around this fight, though, and he will finally dive. They keep just trickling in, trying to max out the percentage gained here for the Hunters. They make it up to 48%.
That's fine. KO gets to play a solo game right now. There's no pressure on him. He's hitting darts. He hits a sleeping Diva right there. He tried to get the nano boost in, does get a kill himself, but he's putting up some ridiculous numbers right now. He's got to be top priority for Eileen. They're going to EMP right through this gateway.
Straight up looking for this fight. You're not allowed to come through. Hey, guess what? You're hacked. You're dead. Chara, with the help of his teammates. Great work there from Eileen with that hack. The ults are starting to come online for everybody here.
Not only are you dead, but your Bitcoin wallet's empty. Charge have 5 ultimates going forward, 4 ultimates for Chengdu. It might be a tale of 2 gravitons going forward. Late Young pops it in there. The follow-up there.
There it is. Rallies, grabs, mines, self-destruct, sound barriers, you name it. All the ults getting thrown in. Keo, come on, man. Join in on the fun. You got to get that nano out there.
Well, he got the, it was a little miscoordinated, but regardless of that, Chengdu is going to pull this one out. The self-destruct came in way late. Usually you see those used at the exact same time to clean it up, but it doesn't matter. If the results are the same, they flip it back over. They're about 2 team fights away from taking map number 5 and this series.
looking good. They've got that pressure on the charge now. Charge, it has been back and forth in terms of maps, not a reverse sweep, but still definitely going to be feeling it. Elza going to be able to get back around the corner here.
Yeah.
Quite a few kills rolling through here for the charge. And just like that, the charge should be able to flip this.
A Hack Diva is just a 2-ton potato, and that may win the Idaho State Fair, but it's not going to do anything for you on Sanctum here. He's got to get out of the fight. They're going to regroup. And next time the fight convenes, both teams are going to be around 80%, so it could be the last fight we see. Chengdu fighting for the map. Charge fighting for their lives.
Exactly right. Tied up nearly, and here we go. Once again, the grab right into the mix. Late Young with the focus. Mind combo there to get the follow-up. So much damage getting cranked out, yet it's only Happy who's bit the dust, and no rally here for the charge this time. Might turn it. Late Young gets pinned, he gets smushed.
And nice shatter there. Rio cleaning up the mess as well. There's a grab, holds everybody up top. A desperation self-destruct. Does not find anyone. Couple of tanks on the point. They managed to flip it during this chaos, but it matters not to the charge, who just need to mop up the mess to force us to the final stage of the night, unless there's a miracle comeback.
That is really questionable here, Evan. Not gonna make it. Doesn't manage to touch the point in time, and so we will very fittingly go to the last point of the last map.
Let's go. Let's settle it on the shrine here. And why not? Let's cap off this wonderful day with a decisive last stage on control, on Nepal.
Who's going to get it?
It's just been bonkers.
Curious to see if it's going to be sticking to these similar strategies here. I mean, that was very even across the board, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at all the stats right now, and now they're a lot closer after that match, which means it was probably in favor of the charge, considering the first one in favor of the Hunter, so pretty much dead even here. No big anomalies standing out. Everyone's died pretty much the same amount of times. I dare say, my good Semler, these teams are evenly matched.
Very much so at this point, X, very much so. Similar strats, giving us similar results. Well, now it's going to come down to the detail between both of these teams and who is going to crack under the pressure and make the mistake that will cost them this series. Now, Shu working his way around. Star Anna so far, at least from him. And they're on the outside looking in right now, the charge, but they are definitely looking to get that. They're definitely looking to take the fight to him. Rio gets ejected bodily. And Hunters, are they going to get contested? Yes, last second contest here from Hoppa, but he's not going to be able to hang around. It will be Hunters taking control first.
There they go. KO staying alive in this one. First point captured is so important here, because even if it was just a scrap out and have stalled out, you're counting up all this time. And meanwhile, that is not the case at all. One of the cleaner fights we've seen all night as the Hunters take control. 20% and counting up. They are going to have a nano boost going into it. Meanwhile, Shu a mile away from his nano. What a discrepancy in the Ana ultimate charges.
Mikey and Kyo as well. As soon as he gets his ult, he stops healing. It's like, right, your turn, Evotal. You get the ult charge. Let's get as much out of this damage as possible.
Yeah, it's really smart. It's somewhat overlooked, but it's smart. Giant EMP comes out, hits 3.
It's 3. Kyo can't get the boost out right now. No grab yet for late. He could be able to use it now. Rio going for the shatter. Managed to get chopped down to half, and the Hunters right now are just shredding them. The charge turning up flat.
Got a couple on that shatter, and here's the great thing about that. You didn't have to use a whole lot. You used Graviton, but you're still holding on to boost. You got both support ultimates. And now, oh my goodness, Shu!
He changed right off the boost. He had the ult.
All right, I mean, it better work out because you kind of want to use that ultimate before you ship. However, we've seen teams hold too much stock in that and not switch to the right compositions, but switching off an Ana with an ultimate is a risky gambit.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see, Elza will start things off strong, removing Shu, so the Gambit not quite paying off. No Discord Orb to help blow up these meaty targets. Kyo just plowing through with the help of Aim, and this is setting up so nicely now for the Hunters to lock it down, the grab, everything getting thrown in here, now taking full advantage of these support ults.
Using everything they have, we'll see if it bites them. They're gonna get back to the point. They just gotta clean up a couple more kills of self-destruct in their back pocket to try to close it out.
Grabs over, committing here. Self-destruct isn't gonna be able to go in through to try and buy some time. Just drop it in the door, because the longer this quick burns, the faster it'll be gone. Late Young with the grab, no hesitation, throws it out immediately. Sound barrier is there to cut it off though. to mitigate that damage. Still, Elza is gone, but Chengdu finds Hot, but both Divas out of the fight. No D-Matrix left to worry about. Late Young can just pummel.
KO's getting towards another nano boost. He's getting close to it. A Transcendence will pop off on the other side, but if KO stays alive, he will come through the other side of this fight with a nano. Nano up, nano out.
No time wasted, but it might not be enough here. They might have thrown a bit too much into these fights, gotten ahead of themselves, and it's only fitting.
Let's keep playing.
The charge will flip it. 99% for the Hunters.
We talked about how that move better pay off, and Zhu had a clutch Transcendence during that fight. So that Transcendence keeping everyone alive. It's a completely different style ultimate than Ana's healing ultimate. Keeps everybody alive. It's a group effort there. Ana, single target burst healing, and then that target it takes less damage, deals more damage. It's nice, but it doesn't keep everybody in a radius alive, happy waiting for this grab.
Yeah, does he find it? D-Matrix has been used, and as soon as it wears out, boom, chucks it, but unfortunately for him, not quite the results, perhaps, that he was looking for. Not a monster one. They're going to back off and reset, so it's the same result in the end. And whoa, we're going to get a grab going through here. They might have overextended the charge. They may get punished. Sound barrier used, and everybody from the Hunters rallying on the point.
You took a step too far into the wrong neighborhood, son, and the Hunters are going to take this one. Last second, there it is! Punishing the overstepping aggression of the charge. You know who actually wins this match? We all win this match, because what a set that was! My goodness, congrats to the charge. A little more congrats, though, to the Chengdu Hunters.
Absolutely. Shattered. They're shattered on the charge's side. You got to be feeling it at the end. They're thinking, this is it. We've got it, boys. And then, oh no! Caught out in the middle of nowhere, and just like that, the Hunters pick up their first win in the Overwatch League. The charge, not today. An excellent series. That couldn't have gone better. So even between both of these teams.
Just a very fun brand of Overwatch to watch. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's a little bit chaotic, it's a little bit hard to track, but what is Overwatch if not a game of managing chaos? And this was a good one. I want to see how these teams fare up against the rest of the league, but what a show they put on for us tonight.
Remarkable stuff and a great start from both of these teams. Exactly what we want to see going into the rest of this season between the two of them. Looks like we're getting an interview ready here in just a moment's time, fellas. Hanging in there. And well, Hex.
I love the adjustment on the support heroes, but we will adjust on the fly as well. Let's go down to the floor to our insider, Emily.
Hey guys, thank you so much. Emily over here, and standing next to me is Lei Young of the Chengdu Hunters. Congratulations! Huge congratulations on your first victory. How are you feeling, and what does this victory mean for you guys? 恭喜你们赢得了第一场比赛。那么这个比赛意味着什么呢？
赛前有很多人说我们是垫底，然后这一次我们做了十足的准备来应对广州，所以我觉得我们这场赢得非常厉害，非常 nice。
So he said, before this match, everybody thought we were at the bottom. So we came prepared, we were ready to face Guangzhou, and this felt really nice. 那么, the second question is, do you guys think the Chengdu Hunters is the strongest of all the Chinese teams? 你觉得成都猎人是所有中国队伍当中最强的吗？
我们人员配置不是队伍最强，但是我们的意志力和团队配合一定是最强的。
You know what, he's being humble. He's not sure if he can say that the Chengdu Hunters are the best. However, the teamwork and all the skills and effort they're putting in is definitely number one. And he also has something else to say.
We are ready to let the world see China again.
Thank you so much, Lei Young. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Emily. That was fantastic. Oh, well, now we're getting clips from Watchpoint this morning when the Don was able to visit the desk, eating the meatballs.
It was a pretty good Brando. He had like the cotton balls in the back of the mouth.
Yeah, he did good work.
Of course, we do have Watchpoint after dark. After this, we might be here till the sun comes up, but that doesn't mean we won't call it the Overwatch Watchpoint post show after dark. Stay tuned if you want even more Overwatch. It's been a great day for Semler, for Hex. That's it. See you later.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.